Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Oh, today we're checking out another 2020 release from Kershaw. This is the Norad. Now, the Norad comes to me by way of my good buddy JT over at JT's Knife Life. We were talking one day and he's like, hey man, have you got your hands on the Norad yet? Told him I hadn't. He's like, well, cool. I'll shoot this one out to you and you can check it out. And he's like, and not only will I send you that, but I'll send you this. The Steel Will Shaola. Man, I still had not gotten my hands on a Shaola and I am kicking myself. This is, I've heard very good things about it and now I know why. But we're not talking about the Shaola today, but I will thank JT once again for sending the NORAD and the Shaola over for me to check out. So let's zoom out here and let's see what the NORAD's all about. As I said, Kershaw Norad, new release for 2020. Start out with that stainless steel handle. Now you see that now with a name like NORAD, you know, you've got these carbon fiber inserts, which to me, I kind of get the whole kind of spaceship window idea potentially behind them, which is it's a nice touch. There's not a lot of carbon fiber, but it's just enough to give it a little bit of pop, a little bit of flair, which I'm digging on that. Now you've got that oversized pivot as well, which again, kind of gives you that, you know, mechanical spaceship type look to it. Got the black stainless backspacer with that kind of jimped look almost to kind of aid in your grip. Stainless steel pocket clip for right or left hand tip up carry. And as you see there, nice. The screws are recessed in it. So not only do you have a recess for the clip, but the screws themselves are also recessed, which I'm digging it. Fairly deep carry. Obviously frame lock, as you can see. Now, it is a flipper. Now, I will tell you this. It is definitely a flipper. It's got a low profile flipper tab. Push button, not so much. Definitely a light switch, though. Light switch action, I mean, the push button, it's just not going to want to do it. Especially for me, anyway. But light switch comes right out. Now, but the cool thing is you do have kind of that hollow there, or fuller if you will. Thumb flick it. Thumb roll it. Come on now, do it. Ha ha! Or Spidey flick. Which, if I can Spidey flick this thing, yeah, a 3-year-old can. But anyway, my failures are nobody else's worry. No, it is. It's really easy. It's really pretty easy to Spidey flick, which is awesome because it makes me feel really good about myself. So multiple methods of deployment on the NORAD, that's always cool. KVT ball bearing system. Check that centering out. Not bad. Not bad at all. Looks like it might be to the show side just a bit. Yeah, it is. Just a little bit. It is off to the show side, but doesn't affect the operability of the knife at all. Pretty decent action on those KVT ball bearings. Nice drop. Two-tone drop point blade. D2, as you can see right there. Yes, made in China. But I really like the drop on it and the PVD coated, kind of hollowed out, fuller area, and then a machined satin finish on the rest of the blade, which I do like the look of it. I mean, it's the highball also had that type of finish on it, which I really did like. Jimping is good. It's there. I mean, as my thumb lands, you can see And there again, it was the same way with the high ball. My thumb kind of lands past the jimping. So for me to get the jimping, I kind of have to... So probably wouldn't have hurt it if they were going to put the jimping to have it out a little bit further. That's just me though. But the choil, not really much. I mean, there is, but I mean, it's good. Looks like there's a tiniest bit of a smile there. So, you know, that's personal preference as to whether you would want to. That one's a little bit more. Overall comfort in hand, it is really good. It really is. Let's check out some specs on it before we get too far into the overall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pretty much all of 8 inches on the NORAD. 4.5 on the handle, which would give you 3.5 on the blade. And then, of course, your cutting edge is going to be just shy of a 1/2 inch. Not by much. Not by much at all. Grip length. Grip length. Excuse me. Natural grip length. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, just about 3 3/4, and that's how it looks in my 3 3/4 inch hand. So pretty much takes up the width of my palm. I can definitely get a full 4-finger grip. Not a whole lot of room left over, but not bad. Quick size comparison. As always, we'll toss out the PM2. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty close. Pretty close overall blade. The PM2's probably got about a little bit, but the NORAD definitely has it on cutting edge, where that's about 3, and the NORAD is almost 3.5. So a little bit more handle on the PM2, but really not much though. Just a hair. Talk about weight. Of course. How do we got? All right, we're going to go ounces first. Ounces. 5.1. A little bit of weight to it. Not bad. 144 grams. Now, the little bit of weight I didn't feel affected the carry at all. I know it's a little bit heavier than some like. Not too big of an issue for me at all. Pretty nice in and out of the pocket. And, yep, it pretty much disappears. Which I like that. I like a good deep carry knife. Makes me very happy. As I said, decent retention. Easy, pretty easy in and out of pocket. Overall, as I started to say, the comfort on the NORAD, it is pretty darn comfortable. The only spot that I kind of is, you know, right here, and you do get that a lot in some frame locks. Potentially a little bit more attention could have been paid to that spot. You know, I'm always going to kind of nitpick that because, I mean, I just think when it's closed, will it affect the line? I mean, a little, but that's a spot that could always have attention paid to it in my book. That's just me, though. That's kind of me being nitpicky, but in hand, though, pretty darn comfortable. Otherwise, again, I really like the overall aesthetics of it. It's got a pretty good look to it. Operability, I mean, again, really, really nice. I mean, like I said, if it's a knife I can Spidey flick, yeah, you're pretty much good to go. There is one thing I did notice about the Kershaw, and it's hopefully I can get it to come across the mic, but I'll open it. I'll put it in grip. Did you hear that? I'll do it one more time. Open. Grip. It didn't do it. There it is. there's a pop. And what that pop is, and you can see the mark there, is actually the pocket clip sliding off the frame onto the frame lock. And I mean, enough so, and I mean, I'm just putting that in my grip. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary to get it to do that. I mean, you can tell it's leaving a mark as to where it's sliding off. So that's one of those things that, unfortunately, it just seems a little bit sloppy to me. You know, I don't really see as there's any other way. I mean, you've got a recessed area for the pocket clip. So, I mean, the pocket clip's pretty much in there. I mean, if you loosen the screws, it's just going to kind of flop around. So, yeah, I was a little bit bummed when I noticed that. Because I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there was a whole lot of attention paid to it. And it's just me putting it in grip. I promise you, I'm not doing anything special to get it to do that. So, yeah, that was kind of interesting. Now, some of you may ask, you know, if you're opening it and you have your finger on the pocket clip, does that hamper opening? Not at all. It doesn't do it until you actually get it open. That, as far as I can, and it's not, I mean, I even tried, you know, pulling it just, and it really doesn't feel like it's any easier. So it's not on there right now. It is resting on the scale side. It's not resting on the frame side. So, yeah, there's that. I know when I showed it on SKL, people were just kind of, you know, really couldn't believe that. And that was my initial reaction, too. I was just like, doggone, you know, that just doesn't... Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there was enough attention paid to that particular aspect of the knife. Overall, what do I think of the NORAD? It's a good knife. I like the blade. I like the blade shape. Decent enough belly. It was a good... I used it on a little bit of rope at work. You know, I'm not going to use JT's knife too hard like I use mine, you know. But see, that was just... I just put it in my hand and it popped again. So that can get annoying. It might not be a big deal to some people, and it's really not a big deal. But it's annoying to me. And, you know, people commented that they felt that would just be annoying to them as well. And it is. You know, it's just, unfortunately, it just kind of seems a little sloppy in my eyes. But could just be me. But hey, I can Spidey flick it. Overall, guys, decent knife. I give it in, Blue gives it an 8 overall. It would probably get an 8.5 if it wasn't for that little aspect, you know, of the clip. Just the fact that it's there. Yeah, it's there, and you definitely notice it. So, this guy, D2, stainless steel, KVT ball bearings, sells for pretty close to 70 bucks. No matter where you're going to find it. But overall, it's a pretty decent knife. I don't have any major qualms with it except for that stupid little click. And that's what I started calling it. Because it might not bother you, but it is a little annoying to me. It really shouldn't do that in my eyes. But anyway, okay, enough of the click. Thanks, guys, for stopping by and checking out the Kershaw Norad with me. Thanks again, JT. I greatly appreciate you letting me borrow it to check it out. As always, guys, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. You know I love talking to y'all. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later, guys. Bye-bye.